After a 38-10 victory over the Washington Commanders, your Dallas Cowboys are now the number 2 seed in the NFC East Division champions, baby.
Let's go.
Hey, it's your boy K-Lou from Dope Sports and Dope Sports Podcast, brought to you by DopeContent.com.
Yeah.
This is your Dallas Cowboys weekly update / post-game show. Let's get right into it. What's good? What's good, people? Welcome back to another Dallas Cowboys update / post-game show right here on the Dope Sports Podcast, brought to you by DopeContent.com.
Yeah.
Make sure you come through and you go to DopeContent.com to stay up to date to everything that we have going on, all of our interviews, all of the events that we are covering and doing photos and videos for. Subscribe to the website. It's completely free. We don't do spam emails or anything like that. We just keep you updated with whatever events and everything that we have going on. And thank you guys to those who have subscribed and to those who do support the brand. Much love to you. Yep. Let's get right into it, man. The Dallas Cowboys take out the Washington Commanders in Washington 38-10.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott 31-36, 279 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception that was on a tip pass. Sam Howell 19-27, 153, 1 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Tony Pollard 17 carries on the ground, 70 yards and 1 touchdown. I believe Tony Pollard only needed 65 yards to get 1,000 this year, and he got 70. So shout out to Tony Pollard on reaching 1,000 yards. Y'all know I've been tough. On Pollard this year. So I got to give him credit. When credit is due. Shout out Tony Pollard. He ran hard today. I've been tough on him. And it's not really because of Tony Pollard. Y'all know what I said if you watched the show. I said I wouldn't have paid him because, at the time of his injury last year, he wasn't going to be the same, right? But it is what it is. Tony Pollard is looking good. Maybe he's back to TP shape that we know right before the playoffs. Rico Dowd, 46 yards on the ground. 54 yards through the air as well for Rico. So shout out to Rico. Cowboys defense hold the Washington Commanders to 50 yards rushing. CeeDee Lamb, 13 catches, 98 yards, 2 touchdowns for him.
Yeah.
Another fire game for him. Jake Ferguson, 6 for 69 yards. Brandon Cooks, 6 for 39 yards and a touchdown. The team just did a great job, man. Jordan Lewis, he had a fumble recovery that he stripped himself. So he had a strip fumble and a fumble recovery on the same play. Stephon Gilmore, before being injured, 6 solo tackles. He led the team in tackles. Michael Parsons with 5 tackles and a sack. Donovan Wilson with 5 tackles and an interception. The defense was just flying all over the field today. Stephon Gilmore did get injured. He was walking out like in a shoulder sling and everything. But Mike McCarthy said everything is going to be good for next week and he's going to be good to go. So I love to hear that. Shout out to that because we need Gilmore in the playoffs. We need Gilly in the playoffs, right? So moving on, Cowboys, number 2 seed, home field advantage. This is what you wanted. Well, let me take that back. This might not be what everybody wanted, right? Right? Because there was some back and forth between fans and the top Cowboys content creators on Twitter, which I normally agree with the content creators. I agree with the J Tucks and the Boss Cowboys and all of them. Shout out to those boys, man. Because J Tuck, Boss Cowboy, Law Nation, West Coast, and all those guys, when I tell you they be on it when they come to the Cowboys, they are on it when it comes to the Cowboys. Like, I study the Cowboys, but they really study the Cowboys. So shout out to those guys, man, for real. Another hand clap for them. Make sure you follow them on YouTube. CFO Sports for J Tuck, Law Nation Sports for Law, Boss Cowboy for Boss, and I believe West Coast Cowboy is also named just West Coast Cowboy on YouTube as well. Follow all of those guys, man. They do great work from the draft, from the off season, all of that, right? They do great work. So it was a back and forth. I only saw it with J Tuck, Boss, and Boss Cowboy going back and forth with some of the Cowboys fans about having home field advantage because it looked like they was going to play the Rams versus taking the 5th seed and matching up with the NFC South, right? And once again, I'm 9 times out of 10, I'm going to agree with Jay Tuck and Boss Cowboy because normally what they say is normally on point. I'm talking about like on point, right? And I normally agree with everything because again, what they say is on point. But this time around, I couldn't rock with it. I personally couldn't. Anytime you get a chance to get home field advantage, you just got to take it in the playoffs. Any chance you get, if you get home field advantage, you just got to take it. It is what it is. It don't matter who you match up with. And I understand, matching up with the NFC South because the NFC South is the weakest division in the NFC. I get it. But that second round, you're probably going to be on the road playing the 49ers. And that's just not it for me, right? When you can really be at home and you won't see the 49ers to most likely an NFC Championship game. But you got a chance to have 2 home games versus 1 home game. Well, not even a home game because you start off the wild card on the road. I just couldn't do it. I mean, if we matched up against the Rams, it is what it is. You've already shown you can beat the Rams. I understand the Rams are playing way better now, but it is what it is. At some point, I've been saying this all season. If you watch my show, you already know where I stand with them, with the Cowboys. At some point, you just got to man up. And you just got to, tuck your nuts in and go out there and play. And if you can't get it done, it's time to move around. That's my vibe. That's been my vibe with the Cowboys after the last playoff loss against the 49ers. I'm kind of tired of doing let's maneuver this way to try to match with these people, or let's maneuver this way. Either we're good enough or we're not. That's just how I see it. And that's been my theme all year. For anybody that's, haven't seen the show, that's been my theme all year. All my day ones can tell you. Like, I didn't care nothing about the regular season outside of the 49ers game. Of course, I want to talk noise to the Eagles, but I know we can beat the Eagles. I know the Cowboys can win double-digit, games this season. I know they can win a division. None of that was never a concern to me. And again, if you watch the show, I'm not lying. I'm not just saying this now. This has been a consistent thing with me. I cared about the 49ers game because that's the team that we just can't get over right now. And I cared about the Bills game, right? Because of the style that the Bills play. And Dak Prescott has yet to beat the Bills. And I believe it's only been like 2 or 3 games. So it really, whatever on that. But that's just me personally. I cared for the Bills game and I cared for the 49ers game, and they lost both. So all of that mixing and matching and trying to play, the weaker team in the NFC, I understood it, their point of view on it. I just didn't care enough to. I don't care. Like, if you get home field advantage, you got to take home field advantage, man. That's just me, and especially the way this team play at home. Like, this team looks unstoppable at home, even with them going neck and neck with Seattle and Detroit. It was never a doubt in my mind that the Cowboys were going to lose any one of those games. Now, when Detroit got that first 2-point conversion, I was like, this is some BS. Right? But again, only reason they got it is because of an illegal formation, and they didn't, or the refs didn't say the right guy. Let's just say that, right? So the Cowboys didn't cover that guy. Detroit had 2 more chances. Cowboys did what they supposed to do. It's just to me, it's a different team. Like, I know Tuck and Boss, they say, it's not, the Cowboys really not that different. It doesn't make a difference. Me, I say it is a different team. And again, it's home field advantage in the playoffs. You just got to take it, right? So, but once again, shout out to Boss, man. Shout out to Tuck. Love those guys, man. I love their work. Tuck on that draft, when I tell you he's one of the best, if not the best, doing the draft work, man, Tuck is up there for real. CFO Sports, man. Make sure you follow CFO Sports, man. And both of those guys are very cool dudes, man. Met both of them finally. They come off real humble, man, and just laid back. Those are, they got good vibes to them, man. Those are some good dudes there, man, and they do great work. They don't half-ass nothing, man. So shout out to them too, man. Now let's get to these Eagles fans. Y'all took an L to the Giants. And not only did you take an L, you got destroyed. Right? You got destroyed. The Giants put a whooping on y'all, right? Which is crazy. Because Eagles fans talked all this noise all year about, oh my God, man, we're going to win a division. We're going to have home field advantage. You're going to have to come through the link. I done heard all of that, right? I done heard all of that this season just for you to choke it. Just for you to choke it away. And now, not only did you choke it away, Sirianni, you said you wasn't playing the starters because you knew Dallas was going to beat Washington. And then you end up playing the starters anyway. And then look what happened. Freaking A.J. Brown gets injured and Jalen Hurts get injured. Now look, we are Cowboys fans over here and we hate the Eagles, but injury is something we do not wish for anybody over here in this community, in the dope content community. So much prayer to A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts. Hopefully those guys are able to, Jalen Hurts' finger was kind of messed up. But A.J. Brown was able to walk off the field. I don't know if that Hurts thing is something he could just like pop back in place. I don't know anything about that. But, shout out to those guys and prayers to them, man. Because I want everybody healthy. I don't want to wish injury on nobody. I don't care how much, the fan bases we go back and forth. Injury is not something I root for. So, shout out to those guys, man. But Eagles fans, you will get laughed at. You will get laughed at. Because you talked a lot of noise. Right? All season. You're Facebooking me, you're inboxing me, you're texting me, you're on Twitter talking noise. Like, all y'all did was talk about the Cowboys when you should have been focusing on your team the whole time. All off season, the Eagles content creators on Twitter, Cowboys material. Dak threw a pick on 7-on-7. Dak threw a pick in training camp. Oh, Dak is going to throw 15 picks again. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? Because I remember it. And what did Dak do? Dak said he wasn't going to throw 10 interceptions, even though I thought he said he wasn't going to have tipped interceptions. And I think they changed it to 10 to push a narrative. But either way, he didn't have 10 interceptions. He finished with 9, right? And he leads the league in touchdowns. And this is in spite of him sitting 7 or 8 fourth quarters this year. So imagine if he actually played in those fourth quarters of the games this year. He would be dominating the league in touchdowns. It's like it wouldn't even be close. So y'all need to give Dak his credit. Between him and Lamar, I understand Lamar's probably still ahead of him in MVP race because everybody's going to look at who the Ravens beat. They beat the 49ers. They destroyed the 49ers. They destroyed the Dolphins. They destroyed the Lions. They destroyed the Seahawks. I get it. If y'all, I'm not even going to argue with it, even though Dak numbers is better than Lamar's. But I'm whatever on that, right? I don't even care. It's about a bigger picture than the MVP race. But Cowboys, man, get the win. Dak Prescott at home is just on a different level. And I think it's just finally time for him to get his respect. And he's going to make you respect him this year, especially with these home playoff games. He's going to make you respect him this year. CeeDee Lamb didn't have respect coming into the season. Richard Sherman saying he ain't a number 1. He ain't top 5. He might not even be top 10. All these people talking, you know what I'm saying? They're going to make you respect him this year. When they win these playoff games at home, you're going to have to put respect on them. Simple as that. But you know how the media does. They're going to change the narrative. Let's say the Cowboys win. They get 2 home playoff games. They go to the NFC Championship game and lose to the 49ers or whatever, right? The narrative is going to be, this team still can't win. And that's BS. When everybody in the offseason saying, oh, we need to at least see Dak get to the NFC Championship game. If he gets there and lose, watch that narrative and that goalpost change. You know how it works. So, Cowboys fans, I'm going to tell you now, enjoy these home games. I expect Dallas to fully win each home game they get. So, if they get 2, I'm letting you know now that they're going to the NFC Championship game. And y'all know me. I don't do the NFC Championship talk. I don't do the Super Bowl talk. I don't do none of that here. But if they get 2 home games in the playoffs, they're going to the NFC Championship game. You can bookmark this right now. Period. Shout out to Dak Prescott. Shout out to the Cowboys. Shout out to CeeDee Lamb. They're doing this without Trayvon Diggs, without Overshown, without Leighton Vander Esch. Jonathan Hankins has been injured. I think he's back now. This team is resilient, man. You got to give it to them. This team showed up and did their job. They showed up and did their job. Eagles, you folded. Eagles are one and done, in my opinion. So, yeah. Shout out to the Cowboys. Cowboys fans, now that you know you have a home game against the Packers, you need to show up and show out. It shouldn't be no 60-40, no 70-30. At the most, it should be 90-10 Cowboys in that stadium. It should be blue and white 90%, and then if you have to do 10%, because the Packers fans do travel well, give them 10% of that stadium. That's it. You got a home game. You've been asking for it. You won a division when everybody said you wasn't going to do it. Now you got to show up and show out for your team. They did their job. You got to do yours now. Period. All that telling people sit down. Jay Tuck say they tell him to sit down every game. Jay Tuck say they tell him to sit down every game. Don't do that. Let that man stand up. And everybody else that want to stand up. First of all, them tickets are too high for you to be telling somebody to sit down. You would have told me to sit down. I would have told you this.
Shut up, bitch.
So, all that telling people to sit down, nah, it ain't none of that. It's the playoffs, bruh. Better come in loud and proud. And this is your best chance that you've had in a while. Honestly, this is your best chance. So you better take advantage of it. Seriously. And that's all I got, man. Much love to y'all. Appreciate y'all coming through. Man. Dope Sports Podcast, once again brought to you by dopecontent.com.
Yeah.
This is your Dallas Cowboys update, man, / post game. Cowboys do win the NFC East. Shout out to the Cowboys, man. Yeah, fans, show up, show out. I'm trying to cut it short because I don't like being on these videos long. So, yeah, I'm going to cut it short because we at like the 17-minute mark now. So much love to y'all. Appreciate y'all coming through. To everybody that support, thank y'all. I want to send a huge shout out. Before I get off to Dez Bryant, to Luke. Is it Sawhook? I want to say his name right. Sawhook, I believe. Shout out to Luke. Shout out to Kevin Wright and the whole personal corner team. Everybody, man, because listen, they allowed me and my team to come cover the last tailgate event. We took some good photos, got some great videos, put some stuff up on YouTube. We just put some stuff up on the site. I got to network with other folks, man, which is what it's all about. It's all about networking and, you know, meeting up with folks and all that. That's what it's all about, man. As we trying to build this brand. So shout out to Dez and his team, Personal Corner, Luke, and Kevin Wright and all of them, man, because they didn't have to let me in the building at all when the media passed. They didn't. Because truth be told, Dez only know me from playing me in Madden. And then, you know, Facebook, he knows me from Facebook, but the only reason the Facebook stuff happens is because we've been talking trash in Madden, right? So we've been going at it for at least 2 years or so, on and off on Madden. The first 2 times we played, I beat him, and I ain't beat him since. I ain't beat him since, man. But that's gonna change. Man. That's gonna change, right? When he see me again, I got something for Dez. Dez be playing at like 3 in the morning, dog. I'll be asleep, man. I ain't got time to be doing that shit. But yeah, next time I meet up with Dez, I'ma handle him, right? But shout out to them, man, because again, they didn't have to let us in the building, and they did, and everybody was cool, man. Like, good vibes from everybody. Nobody like looked at us like we didn't belong. Everybody treated us, you know, like we were supposed to be there, man. Got to chop it up with the champ, Alicia Baumgartner, man. Shout out to her, man. That's cool people right there. Got to chop it up with her. Hopefully we can set up an interview soon. So I got her info and we've been like talking, but I don't like bothering people. You know what I'm saying? If anybody who watched the show, y'all know me. It takes a lot for me to reach out to any celebrity for anything, because I feel like, you know, you got to stay on celebrities. You got to stay on them. So, and I feel like if you don't stay on them, they're going to forget about you, right? They're going to forget the conversation that you had a week ago or whatever, when they say, oh yeah, we'll do this, let's set it up. So I'm persistent with it, but I hate reaching out to like celebrities and their team, because I don't want to come off as a fanboy and just a pest and you know all that. I don't do none of that. I don't do none of that. So it takes a lot for me to actually reach out to you. So even though I talked to Alicia a couple of times since the tailgate last week, I kind of paused on reaching out to her because I don't want to come off, like that. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get that interview done when we get it done. But once again, that would have never been even possible if it wasn't for Dez Bryant, Luke, Kevin Wright, and Personal Corner, man. So shout out to them and that team, man. Now that we got another home game for the playoffs, hopefully, we're able to come back and do the next tailgate event. I'm praying, I'm not gonna get my hopes up yet, nothing like that. I'm just, I'm gonna definitely reach out to him again. Shout Freddie too, man. Shout out to Freddie too. I met him as well. And hopefully we get it done. If not, I appreciate them for the last tailgate, and that will forever stick with me, like forever. No matter where dope content ends up, that tailgate last week will always stick with me. So shout out to them once again. Shout out to y'all. I took an extra 3 minutes. My bad, y'all. But we're done with this episode, man. Much love to y'all. It was good to meet all the people out there that I met. And hopefully I'll see y'all again. And until next time, man, we'll talk some more. We'll talk some more about these Cowboys, and we'll get to the whole NFL with the Dope Sports Podcast, which is supposed to be Tuesday. I start back work tomorrow. Damn. Start back work tomorrow, and I know that our schedule is a little different on Tuesday, so we got to see if we're able to do it this Tuesday. But if not this Tuesday, we'll make it happen. But shout out to y'all once again. Until next time, I'm out. DopeContent.com. Y'all be safe. I'm out.